Do you think going vegetarian is healthy, good for the environment, and something anyone can follow? Many people believe that simply cutting out meat and switching to vegetables will naturally make them healthier and cleaner inside and out. But the truth isn't that simple. If done the wrong way, or if you fall into one of the 5 groups of people I'll mention, going vegetarian could lead to anemia, malnutrition, osteoporosis, and even affect fertility and the health of your future children. This isn't meant to scare you, it's based on scientific findings that often get overlooked. In this video, I'll break down each group of people who shouldn't follow a strict vegetarian diet, the reasons behind the potential health risks, and most importantly, if you still want to go vegetarian, how to do it the right way, safely and healthily. Don't miss this if you're already following, or planning to follow, a vegetarian diet. 1. Pregnant and breastfeeding women. Could a vegetarian diet be causing hidden deficiencies for you and your baby? Are you pregnant or breastfeeding and under the impression that switching to a vegetarian diet will detoxify your body, lighten your digestive load, and benefit your baby? It sounds reasonable, right? But hold on, this is a phase when your body has exceptionally high nutritional needs. And if you follow a vegetarian diet incorrectly, you might unknowingly steer yourself and your baby into dangerous territory. Did you know that during pregnancy, your iron requirement doubles, vitamin B12 becomes extremely crucial for neurological development, and DHA cannot be synthesized effectively unless you consume fish? The extremely important nutrients that may be deficient on a vegetarian diet. Iron. Although leafy greens do contain iron, it is the non-heme form, which the body absorbs poorly. Meanwhile, a pregnant woman needs twice the normal amount of iron to support the pregnancy. Vitamin B12. This vitamin is almost non-existent in plant foods unless it is synthetically supplemented. A deficiency in B12 can slow down both the intellectual and neural development of your baby. DHA, an essential fatty acid for brain development and vision in the fetus. Usually found in fish oil, eggs, or dairy products. Calcium and zinc. These can be easily deficient if you avoid dairy, seafood, or eggs, potentially affecting the mother's bone health and the baby's development. Risks associated with nutrient deficiencies during pregnancy and postpartum. Severe anemia. This can leave the mother fatigued and increase the risk of preterm birth or miscarriage. Underweight fetus. Your baby may be born weak and may experience slower overall development. Impact on breast milk quality. The breast milk might lack sufficient nutrients, leaving your baby at a higher risk for conditions like rickets and common illnesses. Did you know that some studies show infants born to mothers who strictly follow a vegetarian diet without proper supplementation tend to have lower scores in neurological development tests? So, is it possible to follow a vegetarian diet safely during this critical period? The answer is yes, but extreme caution is necessary. Opt for a flexible approach. A lacto-ovo vegetarian diet, which includes dairy and eggs, is a much safer alternative. Supplement according to your doctor's recommendations, particularly for iron, vitamin B12, DHA, and calcium. These are indispensable when you aren't consuming animal products. Increase plant-based protein sources. Include foods like tofu, tempeh, oatmeal, and whole grains, but always read labels carefully to ensure you're meeting your nutritional needs. Benefits of a properly managed vegetarian diet. Pregnant mothers who follow a well-balanced, correctly supplemented vegetarian diet may experience fewer issues with constipation, better weight control, and reduced cholesterol, especially beneficial if you have a history of gestational diabetes or high blood pressure. Engaging with you, the audience. Are you pregnant or breastfeeding? Have you ever considered adopting a vegetarian diet during this period? Do you feel persistently tired, experience symptoms of anemia, or notice that your baby isn't feeding well? Without understanding why? It might be that your vegetarian diet is missing critical nutrients. Please share your experiences or challenges with following a vegetarian diet during pregnancy. I'm here to address each case specifically. If you are determined to remain strictly vegetarian, remember, the stricter your dietary restrictions, the more intelligently and scientifically you must manage your supplementation. Because right now, you're not just eating for yourself, you're eating for two. 2. Children and teenagers. Don't let a poorly planned vegetarian diet stunt your child's physical and mental growth. Are you raising your child on a vegetarian diet? Or are you a vegetarian trying to get the whole family on board for a cleaner, greener lifestyle? It sounds like a wholesome idea, But did you know that children and teenagers are among the most vulnerable groups when it comes to strict vegetarian diets? Remember puberty? It's a time of rapid growth in height, weight, and brain development. So the real question is, can vegetables and tofu alone really fuel a body that's growing at full speed? Real risks of a strict vegetarian diet for kids and teens. Lack of energy. Children need lots of calories to grow. If their meals consist mostly of veggies, beans, and plain rice without enough fat or protein, they may become underweight, tired, and sluggish. Insufficient high-quality protein. Kids need complete proteins, with all 9 essential amino acids, which are mostly found in eggs, dairy, and meat. A poorly planned vegan diet makes it hard to meet this need. Deficiency in key nutrients for brain and bone development. Vitamins and minerals like B12, iron, zinc, DHA, and calcium are vital. A lack of these can lead to poor focus, weak bones, and slower overall growth. A 2021 study in Poland found that kids on a strict vegetarian diet were shorter on average and had lower bone density than omnivorous children, even when their diet seemed healthy on the surface. Have you noticed any of the following? Your vegetarian child often feels tired, forgetful, or avoids physical activity. They're thin, short for their age, and say, "I'm full," after just a few bites. Or maybe the opposite. You're worried about them gaining weight, so you switch to vegetarian meals to cut down on fat and carbs? If you said yes to any of these, it's time to take a serious look at their diet. Smart solutions for raising vegetarian kids. Only adopt a vegetarian diet under the guidance of a qualified nutritionist, based on your child's height, weight, age, and activity level. Choose a flexible vegetarian approach, including eggs and dairy, to provide hard-to-get nutrients like B12, DHA, calcium, zinc, and complete protein. Combine plant proteins wisely, such as lentils and brown rice, oats and soy, or nuts and whole grains, to form a complete amino acid profile. Don't force a clean eating lifestyle on kids in an extreme way. Remember, healthy eating is a lifelong journey. It doesn't have to be rigid or radical. Benefits of a well-designed vegetarian diet for kids. It can reduce the risk of childhood obesity, increase vegetable intake, and build healthy eating habits early in life, but only when done right. Let's talk to you, the parents. Are you raising your child on a vegetarian diet? Was it designed by a professional, or adjusted by you on your own? Does your child complain about being hungry all the time, struggle to focus in school, or seem shorter or smaller than their peers? Are you torn between wanting your child to live green and worrying whether they're getting enough nutrients? Don't be afraid to speak up, you're not alone. Many parents are navigating the same dilemma. And remember, growth only happens once in a lifetime. Don't let your child miss their critical development window because of a diet that sounds healthy, but lacks the nutrients they truly need. 3. Elderly people. Vegetarian diet for longevity or weakness? Do you have an elderly family member following a vegetarian diet? Or are you considering cutting out meat and fish to feel lighter, cleaner, and healthier in your later years? A vegetarian diet sounds like the perfect solution for senior health, lower in fat, cholesterol, and easier to digest. But here's the real question. Is it truly suitable for a body that is increasingly less efficient at absorbing nutrients and more prone to muscle loss? Did you know that after age 60, the body starts losing 3 to 8% of muscle mass every decade? And a diet lacking in protein can accelerate this process? Risks of an improper vegetarian diet for older adults. Muscle loss, sarcopenia, a common issue in aging, where muscle mass and strength decrease. Without adequate protein in a vegetarian diet, this condition can progress quickly, leading to frailty, falls, and reduced mobility. Osteoporosis, lack of calcium, vitamin D and protein can cause bones to become brittle and break more easily. Vegetarian diets, if not supplemented properly, often don't provide enough of these crucial nutrients. Reduced absorption of B12 and vitamin D. Older adults already have reduced nutrient absorption, and a strict vegetarian diet makes them even more susceptible to deficiencies, which can lead to chronic fatigue, memory loss, mild depression, and weak muscles. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition revealed that elderly people on a strict vegetarian diet have a 40 to 80% higher risk of vitamin B12 deficiency if they don't supplement properly. Have you noticed? Elderly family members frequently complaining of sore muscles, moving more slowly, struggling with balance, or feeling weaker than before. Or perhaps you, despite eating plenty of vegetables, still feel tired, dizzy, forgetful, or sleep poorly. It's likely that your body, or theirs, is signaling a deficiency in protein and essential nutrients. Not just getting old, as many might assume. How can seniors eat vegetarian and stay healthy? Switch to a semi-vegetarian diet. Focus on vegetables but keep eggs, dairy, or some seafood to help absorb calcium, vitamin D, B12, and high-quality protein more easily. Increase plant-based protein. Include foods like soy, tempeh, red beans, oats, chia seeds, and almonds, combining them correctly to provide a full amino acid profile. Supplement nutrients as prescribed by a doctor, especially B12, vitamin D3, calcium, zinc, and omega-3 from algae or flaxseed oil. Maintain light physical activity. Walking, yoga, or light resistance training can help preserve muscle, bone density, and overall longevity. Benefits of proper vegetarian eating for older adults. It can help reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease, stabilize blood pressure, manage blood sugar levels, and improve digestion, but only when you ensure that the body doesn't silently miss essential nutrients day after day. Let's talk to you, the caregivers. Are your parents or grandparents on a vegetarian diet? Are they experiencing joint pain or unexplained fatigue? Do you believe that eating healthy vegetarian food is enough, without realizing that older adults absorb nutrients much less efficiently than younger people? Share your experience with elderly family members eating vegetarian. Your insights may help others learn from your experiences. Remember, living long isn't enough. Living well is key. For older adults, eating smart on a vegetarian diet is an art of balance, not about cutting out all meat and fish, but about selecting the right foods to preserve muscle, bone, and mental health. 4. People with serious illness or recovering. Is vegetarianism really good when facing illness? When dealing with serious conditions like cancer, kidney failure, or recovering from major surgery, your body is working incredibly hard to heal. During these times, your nutritional needs will be much higher than normal. However, is adopting a vegetarian diet during these stages truly a healthy choice? Did you know that during cancer treatment or recovery from surgery, your body may require 2 to 3 times the normal amount of protein, vitamins, minerals, and calories? Risks of following a vegetarian diet during serious illness or recovery. Protein deficiency. Protein is crucial for tissue recovery, muscle repair, and cell regeneration. If you're undergoing treatment or recovery, your body needs a significant amount of protein to heal wounds and regenerate damaged tissues. A strict vegetarian diet often lacks complete protein, which can lead to weakness, slower recovery, or worse, worsening the illness. Lack of important micronutrients. People dealing with serious illnesses often need micronutrients like B12, vitamin D, iron, and zinc to support the immune system, combat fatigue, and recover health. These nutrients are difficult to obtain from plant-based foods, especially B12 and vitamin D, which are primarily found in animal products. Increased risk of malnutrition. A vegetarian diet that doesn't include the right amount of essential nutrients can lead to malnutrition, especially when your body is weak and unable to compensate for these deficiencies effectively. A 2017 study from Mayo Clinic showed that cancer patients following a strict vegetarian diet experienced slower recovery, malnutrition, and this directly impacted the effectiveness of their treatment. Have you noticed, after surgery or during illness treatment, you feel like your body isn't healing quickly? You're constantly fatigued, or you have little appetite? Or perhaps you feel weak, exhausted, or have gained weight despite eating less after switching to a vegetarian diet during treatment? If so, don't quickly blame the natural recovery process. Your diet may be hindering your healing. Solutions for those with serious illness or recovery. Avoid strict vegetarianism during treatment, unless directed by a doctor, especially for conditions like cancer, kidney failure, heart disease, or after surgery. Your body needs animal protein and micronutrients that a vegetarian diet struggles to provide. Follow a balanced, nutrient-rich diet. If you still wish to eat plant-based foods, consider a flexible vegetarian diet, including eggs, dairy, fish, to ensure nutritional adequacy. Boost micronutrient intake. Ensure you're supplementing with vitamin B12, D, iron, zinc, and omega-3 from fish oil or flaxseed oil if you're following a vegetarian diet during this period. Include high-quality protein sources, such as lean meats, fish, eggs, if not strictly vegetarian, or plant-based proteins like soy, tofu, tempeh, and oats to strengthen muscles and support the recovery process. Benefits of proper nutrition during recovery: your body will heal faster, reducing the risk of complications, strengthening your immune system, and providing the energy needed to face treatments like chemotherapy or radiation without becoming debilitated. Engage with the audience. Are you or a loved one recovering from surgery or serious illness? Have you noticed a fast or slow recovery? If you followed a vegetarian diet during treatment, did you feel weaker, more fatigued, or had trouble eating? Share your experience if you've tried vegetarianism while undergoing treatment. Your story could help others find the right approach. Remember, a vegetarian diet is great when your body is healthy. But when illness strikes, nutrition becomes the deciding factor in recovery. Don't let an uninformed vegetarian diet cause unnecessary consequences during treatment for you or your loved ones. 5. People with absorption issues or chronic micronutrient deficiencies. Does vegetarianism really help improve micronutrient deficiencies? People with nutrient absorption issues or those facing chronic micronutrient deficiencies such as anemia, B12 deficiency, celiac disease, Crohn's disease, etc., might think that eating vegetarian foods will help lighten the digestive load, reduce inflammation, and improve health. However, in reality, if not done carefully, vegetarianism could actually make these micronutrient deficiencies worse. So, if you or a loved one in this group is considering a vegetarian diet, what should you be aware of? Did you know that people with absorption disorders have difficulty digesting and absorbing essential micronutrients from food, especially when following a vegetarian diet? Risks of vegetarianism for people with absorption issues or chronic micronutrient deficiencies. Anemia, especially iron and B12 deficiency. Anemia caused by iron and vitamin B12 deficiencies is common among vegetarians. And this issue becomes more severe for individuals with absorption disorders such as celiac disease or Crohn's disease. Without proper supplementation, a vegetarian diet can worsen anemia, causing fatigue, dizziness, pale skin, and a higher susceptibility to infections. Digestive and absorption disorders. People with celiac disease, gluten intolerance, or Crohn's disease, inflammatory bowel disease, already face challenges in absorbing nutrients from food. A vegetarian diet can exacerbate this issue if the right foods are not chosen and proper micronutrient supplementation is neglected. Chronic micronutrient deficiencies. Essential micronutrients like zinc, vitamin D, folic acid, and vitamin A are hard to obtain in sufficient quantities from a strict vegetarian diet. And long-term deficiencies can lead to hair loss, weakened immune system, and overall body weakness. A study from the Journal of Nutrition found that individuals with celiac or Crohn's disease on a strict vegetarian diet had double the rate of B12 and iron deficiencies compared to those following an omnivorous diet. Have you noticed you or a loved one experiencing prolonged fatigue, pale skin, hair loss, or difficulty absorbing nutrients after switching your diet? People with celiac or Crohn's disease frequently experiencing diarrhea, bloating, or stomach pain after eating gluten-containing foods. This can make it even harder to maintain a proper vegetarian diet. Solutions for people with absorption issues or chronic micronutrient deficiencies. Avoid strict vegetarianism, especially for those with absorption disorders. A diet needs to be specially designed and monitored by a nutrition expert to ensure adequate intake of protein, vitamin B12, iron, calcium, and other micronutrients. Adopt a flexible vegetarian diet. Include eggs, dairy, or omega-3 rich foods from animal sources to easily supplement micronutrients that are harder to absorb from plants. Supplement essential micronutrients, especially B12, iron, zinc, vitamin D and folic acid. If you have celiac or Crohn's, it's particularly important to supplement B12 from fortified foods or supplements, milk, pills, etc., as these conditions impair B12 absorption. Focus on easy-to-digest foods. People with absorption issues should choose easily digestible foods, such as well-cooked leafy greens and whole grains, while avoiding foods that may cause irritation, like gluten or other hard-to-digest foods. Benefits of proper dieting. People with absorption disorders can improve micronutrient deficiencies, boost immunity, and support their treatment processes by correctly supplementing nutrients, helping the body recover better. Engage with the audience. Do you or a loved one have absorption disorders such as celiac or Crohn's? Have you ever experienced fatigue, dizziness, or difficulty absorbing nutrients from food? Have you found it challenging to follow a vegetarian diet when dealing with chronic micronutrient deficiencies? Share your experience in adjusting your diet with an absorption disorder. This could help others avoid similar mistakes. Remember, not everyone can follow a vegetarian diet freely, especially those with absorption issues or chronic micronutrient deficiencies. A poorly balanced diet will only worsen micronutrient deficiencies, so creating a healthy eating plan with the guidance of a nutrition expert is crucial. Conclusion: is vegetarianism really good for everyone? Vegetarianism can be very beneficial, but it's not suitable for everyone, especially if you belong to one of the 5 groups I just discussed. Adopting a vegetarian diet is not an easy or simple choice. It requires understanding what your body truly needs. A controlled vegetarian diet, with proper supplementation, and without blindly following trends, will help you maintain good health while avoiding unnecessary risks. If you are currently following a vegetarian diet or are considering starting one, feel free to leave a comment with the group you belong to. I'll suggest the safest and most suitable way for you to eat vegetarian. Finally, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to receive more in-depth videos about vegetarianism, weight loss, and safe nutrition. Stay tuned to explore more valuable knowledge that will help you build a healthy and balanced life.